I'm Tom Riak, promoting successful business experts, connecting people throughout the world from my podcast studio in Brazil. Joining us today from London, England, Sapna Pieroux, founder of InnerVisions ID brand consultancy, author of Let's Get Visible, and an advocate for breast cancer awareness. So Sapna, please give us 2 top tips for women restarting business or work after a cancer break.
Right. Well, thank you first, Tom, for having me. We're launching straight into it, aren't we? 2 top tips for women launching or relaunching their businesses after cancer. Number 1 was take your time and be kind to yourself. That's all 1 tip. I think I came back into my business kind of all guns blazing after I got the all clear and realized I just didn't have the same energy levels anymore. Right. I'd been through something that was quite traumatic, as my doctor said.
Right.
And I stupidly thought that I could just kind of pick up where I left off. And that wasn't the case. I needed to be kinder to myself and take things at a gentler pace. Because recovery actually is not just about the body, it's also about the mind.
That's true. Sometimes it's more about the mind than the body.
Absolutely. So that's my main tip. I think that is my main tip. I'm not sure if I have 2. I think it's just really accept where you are and be gentle with yourself, kind with yourself, and take things 1 step at a time. Maybe is the other tip that I would say is, pace yourself, because it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Right.
And I think that was the other thing for me. I came back thinking, wow, life is so precious. I don't want to waste a moment of it and try to do all the things. And then just got exhausted. So again, it's about pacing yourself. And maybe that's a note to myself to do that more as well still.
I hear what you're saying, but I would say the 2 things could be kind to yourself, but be kind to your body and be kind to your mind, and realize that they're 2 separate things, but they work together.
Yeah.
Which did you feel better? Which took you longer to get it back together? Was it the body? Was it the mind? How did you separate that?
I think I was very physically fit before I got breast cancer. So the body recovery, I made sure I was at peak physical fitness before I went into my surgery. And my doctors said that was great because I was on their side.
True.
So my physical recovery was probably much quicker than my mental recovery. And because I thought my body had healed fast and I was mobile and gained my strength back relatively quickly. I mean, by relatively quickly, I still mean like 6 months, right? It was 6 months.
Yes. It takes time. It's not fast.
No, but relatively quickly, because I was doing a lot of weight training and worked with a nutritionist and made sure that I was in peak other health, that felt like the physical thing I could see improving day by day. I think the mental thing has been that I tried to push it aside and kind of, well, that's been done with and get on with it now. Let's just move forward. But actually what I've realized is there was probably still a lot of processing to do, which I'm still doing at the moment. Yeah.
And also, as what you're doing as an advocate and a speaker about breast cancer, right? You not only raise awareness, you're also raising donations for different organizations. You're still involved.
Yeah,
you're still thinking about it. It's not something you forget, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not actively raising donations for it right now. I still do talk about cancer research because I was already supporting some other charities before I got the illness. I periodically do raise money for cancer research, but the last time was literally from my hospital bed after my mastectomy. I raised money there because I'd been talking about it and blogging about it, or kind of writing about it on my Facebook and on my LinkedIn. And I raised awareness. I mean, I even had some lady dedicate her book to me. I know I touched people's lives all over the world, raised thousands for cancer research. So it's something that I give personally to cancer research every month, but it's not something that I do all the time. But I do talk about it wherever I get the chance, because
Right.
awareness is what saved my life.
And to that point, but for women in business who have a business or are working in a company before they discover they have cancer, so this rebound goes back to what you said initially: be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself before you're kind to your business. Does that sound right?
Well, yes. Although I'm aware of for a lot of people, when I came back into my business and then I couldn't cope because I wasn't sleeping well, I was on tamoxifen. It was messing with my hormones. It was messing with my sleep patterns. I had no energy. And the doctor sort of said to me, take some time off work. You need to take more time off work. And I said, well, I've already had 6 months off work. And he went, Sapna, that wasn't 6 months off work. That was 6 months dealing with cancer. Now you need to take time to heal. And that's a luxury, really, for a lot of people. They can't afford to take all that time out from their work. So what I did do was I just took my foot off the gas. I stopped promoting my business. I stopped being as visible. Ironically, for the author of Let's Get Visible, I stopped being as visible because I just didn't have the bandwidth to be able to do that. And I took work that came in through the door. If people came to me and said, are you still working? I was like, yes, I am still working. But I just took it at a slower pace whilst I went through the process of healing, took up gardening, took up singing, started doing things that were good for my soul as well as, and balance that with work. I know it's not always possible to just completely stop work, which my surgeon had said, and that's fine if you're in a paid job, but if you're an entrepreneur, that's really difficult.
Now to your book, was the book Let's Get Visible, was that part of your rebound?
No, the book came before the cancer journey, so that came out in 2020, and it's a book about building brand. It was ironically, it came out in 2020, just in January. And I was out there telling everybody to get visible. And then March lockdown came and we all became invisible because we were all sat at home. But
that fits. How can you be invisibly visible?
Yeah, well, exactly. So my next message to the world was, well, we're saying that we need to get visible, but right now, everybody is invisible. Jeff Bezos says your brand is what people say about you when you're in the room, but right now nobody's in the room. So how do your brand is what's going to be selling your business for you when you can't be in the room? And so actually I had a really good couple of years with the business in lockdown, because everybody was like, oh, well, I might as well get my business rebranded because, I need to get more visible online. Everything moved digitally. So those were a couple of boom years, but then I started losing focus, thinking there's something going wrong. There's something wrong here. And I think it was the start of perimenopause. And then it was 2022 when I was diagnosed with cancer. So that's when I stopped marketing the business, because I had bigger fish to fry. And, I've got 2 children, so I had to manage their mindset as well as my own mindset. And I felt I was almost supporting my husband and my children through it. Although they were very supportive of me, I kind of had to stop them from panicking and worrying that mummy was going to die or anything like that.
Well, very good. But we don't want that to happen. We do want you to be around. We want you to be more visible. So how can our listeners find you?
Oh, well, mainly I mainly play on LinkedIn. So you can find me, Sapna Pieroux, on LinkedIn. You can find my book, Let's Get Visible, on Amazon. And you can find my website is www.InnerVisions, like the Stevie Wonder album, -id.com.
Very good. Well, thanks for sharing your story and success.
Thank you very much for having me, Tom.
Okay, and for our listeners, it is Sapna Pieroux, and its first name is Sapna, the last name Pieroux. Pieroux. You'll find her on LinkedIn, find her at her site, InnerVisions-id.com, and the book Let's Get Visible on Amazon. Cafe Networking is brought to us by Focus MI Market Intelligence, an agricultural market research specialist in Brazil. More information at focusmi.com. Talk to Tom, talk to the world. Thanks for listening. Till the next time here at Cafe and Networking Podcast.